infernal shrines.
Hello everybody and welcome to the Nexus Gaming Series. Man, these guys ready to go tonight. They shot right on through and I didn't even notice. But welcome to the nightcap here for NGS. Let me just check real quick on my mic settings to make sure I'm not overly loud. The levels are telling me that I am, and I am. There we go. That should be a little bit nicer for your all's ears. We're just gonna have a nice soothing NGS match tonight. But thank you very much for joining me, everybody. How's your night going? How's everybody feeling tonight? NGS. We are ready for a huge matchup here in the A division. Reborne versus Modo. If you're just looking at this matchup on paper, you'd definitely give Modo a little bit of an edge just in terms of ranking and especially, you know, seeing them perform well recently in the HGC Open division, and just in general, we've seen this team playing really well lately. So I'm really going to be looking to see that momentum that Reborne's been building. But you know, Modo's been a team that's been on the cusp of getting to the playoffs, and they've got a lot to play for tonight. This should be a very interesting matchup. So first round here today is going to be on Battlefield of Eternity. We'll quickly go over the bans for you guys and picks. It was indeed Team Reborn that managed to win the coin toss. They selected to ban out Cursed Hollow, Modo banning out Dragonshire, Reborn picking Infernal Shrines, and Towers of Doom was picked up by Modo. So first pick, first ban for this first matchup going up to Modo. And they're going to choose to ban out the Genji right away, which is not a big shocker. Genji, very powerful in the format right now. He's definitely one of the top tier heroes, especially after Hanzo recently received some of his nerfs. He's fallen from top consideration for a lot of these first pick, first ban scenarios. And Malthael on the other side. So Malthael's been changed a little bit. Some people are starting to write him off, but I think in certain situations they're actually saying that he's more powerful. So time will only tell exactly where Malthael lands in the overall scheme of the meta. But right now, Malthael, the first ban out here for Reborn, not wanting to deal with that AoE damage and sustainability. And Modo going to go back to the old, reliable Greymane, who's just so powerful right now. Tyrael, also another very powerful pick. And Sonya, who had been nerfed a little bit. Sonya, apparently, though it was not written in the patch notes, did have those nerfs taken away in the most recent patch update. So a lot of people speculating that that's a glitch from Blizzard. But either way, Sonya back to her former seat of power. And very powerful pickups here for Reborn, especially after that Malthael ban. Two very strong frontliners that, Malthael thrives against those high health pool frontlines. And so with him out of the picture, that's going to proc Reborn to pick this up. One thing I'd like to see from Modo here is possibly a Lucio pick. No healer right now for Reborn. And Lucio does do a nice job of countering AoE damage like what you see from Sonya, and can do a nice job of sustaining through the big push up front with Tyrael on the other side. Granted, some of the most popular heroes that Lucio counters is Genji and well, they're actually going to decide to go with the Uther instead, so I like that pickup as well. Uther very good with the Greymane, with that D shield enabling him to go in deep onto the back line and disrupt a lot. And Dahaka, who we've seen slowly fall a little bit in the meta. He got a few changes to his structure, to his damage a while back that has hurt him a little bit. But that global presence is still just so very strong. And just having such a strong off laner with decent wave clear with that global, it's very powerful. So that makes a lot of sense too. The Uther, of course, able to give him a little bit of extra survivability with that armor on the front line, and also the extra CC that you can get to be able to counter the Sonya, who's constantly diving in. Uther able to really help peel and, just in general making Sonya a little bit tougher to pull off here. How's it going, Tempest? How you doing tonight, man? Thanks for stopping by. Not triggered by Fratrus anymore? I don't know. You'd have to ask them, I suppose. Triggered. Either way, we are going to see ETC be the ban out here for Reborne, so as they have both their frontliners, probably not going to see another tank coming in for Reborne, so they'll go ahead and take the best one off the table since Modo hasn't picked theirs up yet. Of course, ETC, a good combination with both the Uther and the Greymane burst potential to follow up a massive amount of CC that he brings to the table. So, and not to mention the possibility of the stage dive, that global and side soak. So, nice ban out there for Reborne. It's like it's Kerrigan hover here for the side of Modo, which is very interesting. It's something I could definitely see Reborne playing here. Kerrigan very strong on the shrines, and we've seen kind of that aggressive style being more popularized lately, especially on Infernal Shrines, where it's all about the point control. Yeah, well, there you go. Tempest calling it out. He wants to see the ETC, but they ban it out instead. Yeah, it's it's a lot of frontline, but like I said, we've seen that coming out. We've seen that being more popular. We'll have to see what direction they want to go. Sonya and Tyrael not really showing a whole lot, so I expect that we will learn a lot more about what they're trying to build here in these next two picks. Healers still on the table. They could decide to hold the healer for their last pick to really try to counter out what Modo's trying to do. They already know what the solo laner is going to be, which is Dahaka, so they don't really have to save that solo laner pick anymore, and they will indeed grab the Tychus. Well, actually, I guess the Sonya is the solo laner, but they'll grab the Tychus and the Lunara, so they get their backline damage out. A lot of spread damage to try and counter the Uther, a lot of sustain. So choosing not to feed into the burst healing strength of Uther, but instead going to try and draw these fights out, win the long war, and that really just doesn't play into what Uther's trying to bring to the table over on the side of Modo. So I really love those picks. Now they save their healer for the last pick. They can see what Modo picks here for these two picks to really see what the damage is going to look like, and then they can pick the healer that they think will best suit their supporting needs. I really like the draft coming out here from Reborne. I like this drafting style, really taking advantage of the fact that they have last pick. So you get your map choice, you get to put out your strategy and what you want to do, think about it ahead of time, and you get to utilize that last pick if you let the flow of the draft go that way. So now Jaina and Anubarak. So the side of Modo is kind of all in here. They're looking to isolate a target, blow them up as quickly as possible before this can turn into a long poke war that Uther's really is not able to win. Nobody better than bursting a target than Jaina. She has the highest, or at least one of the highest DPS in the game, though it is very, very long cooldowns. So while she does throw a lot of damage in at once, she has to back up and wait for those cooldowns to come back up before she can really do it again. Anubarak, of course, very good at isolating targets. A lot of CC on the front. Greymane and Uther, good follow-up potential for that Anubarak. Same with the Dahaka with the drag. So I really do like their comp, but they are kind of all in. If the problem with that is on the other side, Reborne has Tyrael with the Sanctification. So if he's able to get a good Sanct, he can negate a lot of that burst and early teamfight potential, and Reborne could end up gaining the upper hand from that. But their support is going to be Rhaegar, so they're going to go to a standard, reliable pick, another counter burst hero. If Sanctification doesn't do it, the Ancestral Healing can try and bring back somebody that Modo is trying to burst and bring them back up to full health with that Ancestral. The Cleanse coming out from Rhaegar can be very strong to prevent a CC chain and that burst potential. So again, I really like the draft coming out from Reborne. I do like the idea coming out from Modo, but I think Reborne has the tools to be able to deal with it, and I think they're going to end up, at least just looking at the draft, I think they have a good chance to be able to control the flow of these team fights and the end gauges But who knows? You know, Modo does have a lot of tools at their disposal to try and disrupt that flow. So only one way to find out. We are loading in here onto Infernal Shrines. Game number 1 of this best of 2 series here. Reborne versus Modo. Should be a pretty good one here. Both of these teams very talented. Definitely looking forward to seeing what these teams have brought for us tonight. Thank you once again for joining me late into the night here on the West Coast. We are loading in Infernal Shrines. On the left, it is going to be Reborne, and we are going to have Showtime on the Sonya. Unaverted is going to be on the Tychus, Ragnarok on the Lunara, Crosby is going to be on Rhaegar, and D-Rek is going to be on Tyrael. On the right, we are going to have Modo, King Dingo on the Anubarak, Bronkar is going to be on the Greymane, Wait on the Dahaka, Enigmatic is going to be on the Jaina, and Savo will be playing Uther. We're going to see both of these teams heading on into lane here, and right away Reborne is going to send 3 to the bot lane. They're going to focus down here on clearing this and probably rotating up. I do like this call. You know, at the end of the day, you can look at this situation and see there's a lot of CC and a lot of lockdown potential from Modo. So no reason for the side of Reborne to get caught up in that CC early. They have the advantage, especially post-10 and in the long game. They have good wave clear potential from the Sonya and from the Lunara. Rhaegar also one of the best contributors to wave clear as a support in the game. So they're actually going to catch King Dingo out a little bit. He does have the burrow charge to disengage. But let's go ahead and get these talents up for you guys. You can see where these guys are starting to build for. Pretty standard all around from what I've been seeing. I do like the choice here for Savo to go with the Hammer of the Lightbringer. Gotta give him a little bit of extra mana, a little more ability to sustain, and a little bit extra lockdown, which is the game that Modo's trying to play here. King Dingo taking a ton of harass, though. Once again, having to burrow charge out to be able to keep himself alive. And a very early camp grab here for Reborne. Instantly rotating at that 1 minute mark to pick up these spear throwers in the mid. And they're going to be looking to pressure just a little bit. The response is here from Modo, though. Good wave clear on the Jaina as well as the Greymane. But Reborne's not going to let him clear this for free. They are protecting these Khazra. Going to be able to get a little bit of damage in on the wall, but eventually they will step in as 4 here and get it cleared out. In the top lane, Sonya versus Dahaka. Pretty common matchup that we've seen for the solo lane, and Sonya definitely taking charge up here. But Wait doing a nice job. He hasn't taken very much damage on the wall, and he's just there to get the XP. About a half level lead right now. A little less than that, actually, for the side of Reborne. And they are actually losing a little bit in the mid. Sonya actually rotating down to double soak because his camp's being grabbed in the bot lane. So again, very nice macro play coming out here from Reborne early, which is what you would expect from an experienced quality team like Reborne. King Dingo, once again, down to half health. Taking that sustained poke. Savo not really able to deal with it quite yet. It's a tough ask for an Uther. Unaverted, though. Stepping out a little bit, but nice response as Enigmatic steps forward to try and get some damage out. Reborne, not only with the Rhaegar heals, but also with these Uber shields coming in from D-Rek. Just a ton of healing. Or a ton of sustain, I should say, from the shields. Not so much healing, but... Oh, and Bronkar caught out a little bit here. Nice amount of damage. There's not much CC potential. You got Rhaegar's totem. You've got Lunara's ability to slow. You do have the potential spear from Showtime. But mostly it's just about the sustained damage. Shrine has popped here in the top lane, but neither team immediately going for it. Instead, choosing to prioritize camps, wave clear, and getting the XP. Finally, we will see Showtime popping it up here. Sonya, one of the strongest shrine clearers in the game, will take pretty much no damage from these skeletal minions as she quickly wipes these out. Meanwhile, the side of Modo seems content to just completely concede this first Punisher. Oh, but the drag onto Unaverted. And Bronkar able to follow that up, and that's going to be first blood going over to the side of Modo. They do catch the Tychus a little bit out there. And they are getting the superior lane soak right now. They're going to actually also invade here. Jaina should be able to help clear this up really quickly. They'll have a camp pushing in. A lot of minion waves being lost here in the other two lanes. Reborne focusing all of their energies on top and this first Punisher. These early Punishers, not very strong. Does have the ability to bait that over there. King Dingo able to get it back to the fort to start taking some big damage. They do have the camp pushing in with this in the top, though, so should be nice for them there. Unaverted has come back. Wait, just barely missing the drag there onto the Tychus. They will be able to clear that up, but nice dividends here in the top. They get most of this top fort. They should be able to get the well by the time this camp is cleared out. And we will see Modo rotating in quickly enough to save their fort, but it is sneezable up here in the top lane. But for now, both teams gonna even out at about level 9. Slight level lead for Modo, but nothing you'd write home about. Unaverted, meanwhile, being slowed a little bit here. We'll get back to his team as the side of Reborne is invading. Gonna end up stealing away this Khosra camp. Both teams should have level 10 well in time for the next shrine. Not anticipating any big advantage there. But once again, Reborne doing a nice job of rotating out. Sonya actually goes to the top lane and gets the rest of that fort, which will actually secure them the level lead here. They're going to reach 10 much faster, and their heroics are coming in hot here. Ancestral Healing, Wrath of the Berserker, Thornwood Vines, Commandeer Odin, and Sanctification. And they're going to go in after King Dingo. Nice stun there to be able to peel them off as he backs up. Level 10's right around the corner here from Modo. We are seeing Wizened Duelists come out here for Bronkar. We've seen a lot of Wizened Duelists since that talent was reworked recently for Greymane. Meanwhile, level 10s are in here. We'll see Web Wrap, Isolation, Divine Shield, the Summon Water Elemental. Very nice. And they go for the Throat. Enigmatic being caught out a little bit here. D-Rec goes in. Actually, perhaps it's D-Rec that's in too far, but Odin will come out. Bronkar dealing a ton of damage. Early Ancestral to be able to keep him nice and healthy. Web Wrap onto the Rhaegar, though. Crosby will be able to make it out just fine. Commandeer Odin dealing so much damage. Jaina goes down. King Dingo is going to end up falling as Ragnarok is just decimating the backline there, helping out Unaverted with all that damage. And we are going to see them going in deep. D-Rec with the body blocks, trying to keep Weight from retreating, but they will make it safely back to their keep. However, Reborne with a 2-for-0 here in the early game. Get themselves a second fort. And now they're going to have this fort cleared as the bottom shrine is activating here. And that's going to be very nice for them. They're going to be able to push this Punisher. Should they get it, we'll be able to push it directly onto the keep. No problems there. Meanwhile, we will see the camp being picked up here. Camps all around. Both top camps are going to be picked up. We'll be able to counter push. A little bit of an extra push here in bot. Meanwhile, the side of Reborn has started this shrine. Sonya or no Sonya. We'll see Modo rotating in onto D-Rec. Let's have the Alderuins out. King Dingo checking out to see who's on the shrine. And for now, Modo is going to march in here and try and play a little bit of catch-up in the shrine minion count. Pretty big lead, but we are seeing the side of Reborn coming down here. Showtime does have Wrath available, pops it, and will go in onto the back line. Nice stun coming out from Sabo, though, as they turn around with a ton of damage down. The Ancestral is good, though. isolation onto Rhaegar right after that Ancestral popped, and they turn around and kill Jaina. Unaverted, dealing all kinds of damage with the flanking Odin. That's going to get 2 for nothing once again for Reborne. Huge flank. Very nice team fight. And, you know, you stop one part of Reborne, the other part comes in from the bot and just gets you wrecked. So we are going to see the camps being cleared up here in the mid. There is a camp still in the top. Still some spear throwers here in the mid. All the while, this Arcane Punisher pushing through the bot lane. The toughest Punisher to deal with in terms of dealing with PvE damage. Quite annoying. We do see the top wall being cleared out, but King Dingo able to bait it forward and burrow charge out. Level 13 is here. We'll see Showtime popping that grab, and they go straight in on the keep. They're going to be focusing on getting themselves a 10-minute keep here, and not worrying too much about following up the Punisher. And we will see the cleanse coming out, just to make sure they get Reborne out of here in a timely manner. Keep gained. Camp getting some value here in mid. We do see Wait clearing out top lane. Level 13 right around the corner. But Reborne is well on their way to 16. As they're trying to snowball Infernal Shrines. It's a pretty easy map to snowball. One of the more snowbally maps we have here in HOTS. There are lots of opportunities for Modo to come back, though. They get the 13. Now they can fight evenly. And right now, the side of Reborne is in here pretty deep. They're giving him an opportunity, daring him to come in. We'll see the Water Elemental come out, unaverted, getting damaged here. Does have the Odin, will pop it. Meanwhile, in the top, D-Rec taking a lot of damage as they start to back up, but they get a good amount of damage returned onto Sabo. The drag coming out is going to be reduced by that Wrath of the Berserker, though. A ton of poison damage coming out here from Ragnarok, who's being very aggressive. King Dingo goes down. Oh, but they get Greymane and the Anubarak. Jaina's going to fall. And Wait stalling out with the drag there. 3-for-0 exchange. Camp pushing in the bot. Mid fort goes down, and Reborne charging their way onto 16. They're going to take this front wall. And everything coming up Reborne at the moment. This great team fighting ability. You know, the Ancestrals have been really good for sustaining and keeping the members of Reborne topped off so they can continue to fight. We've seen a lot of damage coming in from both Unaverted and Ragnarok. And it's a lot of constant spread damage that Modo can't really deal with the Uther healing. We've also seen Modo not really be able to isolate anyone. D-Rack has done a great job peeling on the front line, you know, putting pressure so that the members of Modo can't quite focus fire like they would like to. Level 16 in for Reborne. See these picks coming out. Sonya even more tanky than she's been so far. Nice camp invade here. Holy ground to block the members of Modo from even being able to consider coming in to contest. And now they'll push onto this front wall, which is a very good call. We do have the Shrine pushing in the top lane. Huh. Both teams have Kendo's energy. That's really what's important here. But we do see, once again, the pressure, the constant pressure. Modo can't really push out from this too far. They are going to be able to clear up the camp, but front wall is grabbed here by Reborne. Seems like all they were looking for. And they will get directly onto the shrine. They want to be able to pick up this shrine before the level 16s come in for the side of Modo. We are seeing Modo split push out to try and grab these as quickly as possible. Get to the 16. Get a little bit of counter pressure. I do like this call. We'll have camp pressure pushing in the other lanes while Reborne is solely focused on that top lane. But the Frozen Punisher is picked up. Level 16, not quite here yet. They do have the Dahaka to be able to side soak and get some that 16 fairly quickly. Also pushing out the bot lane. But this keep is pretty much forfeit at this point. The Odin will be popped just to really get them that extra siege damage potential. Level 16s are here. But we do see King Dingo not quite able to burrow charge out in time. Will be able to survive, but taking a ton of damage before he's able to get himself out of that situation. Top port goes down, and the Punisher focusing now onto the mid keep, the final keep for the side of Modo. But looks like they're more focused on the members of Modo. And Ragnarok actually going down. Nice turnaround and focus. The Sanctification comes down just in time. Ancestral to follow it up, but Unaverted is taking a ton of damage from Enigmatic on the backside, but Uther is going to be the first to fall here. We'll be able to heal his team up still, though, as Greymane falls down. Now it is a 4v3 plus Uther's Ghost. I take it back. Uther's Ghost is down. Weight goes down. And Enigmatic not going to be enough here, I think, to stop the side of Reborn. They have a ton of focus fire damage onto the core. They have lots of sustain. Crosby getting very low. We'll be able to back up and get out of that situation just in time. Core falling here. Can Enigmatic do it? We'll get the kill onto Tyrael, but the explosion down onto the core, and it's too little too late. The side of Reborn will be able to finish off the core. And that is going to be game number 1. Going pretty decisively over to Reborn. Gotta give some credit to Modo. Doing a very nice job of coming in and doing their best to stay in the game. You know, I feel like that's kind of what you do when you get behind on Infernal Shrines. It's hard to play from behind. But they had smart macro rotations to keep themselves on that talent tier when they wanted to fight. But they just couldn't quite win the fights. I feel like they didn't have the comp to be able to do that. They weren't quite able to isolate anyone out. You saw them do a nice job of focus firing down Lunara in that fight, in that final fight near the core. And that's kind of what they wanted to do. They wanted to lock down somebody and burst them. So that is what they were going for. Weren't able to quite do that often enough, but see them instantly going into game number 2. These guys are quick. And game number 2 is going to be on Towers of Doom. Should be pretty fun. I don't understand Water Elemental here. Ring combos pretty well with the Uther and Anubarak stuns. And they always have Web Tyrael, so no Sanct. Yeah, I agree, Ripper. That could have been a good opportunity for Modo. I mainly agree because at that point you might as well all in, right? You know, we saw the D shield where we could have maybe seen Divine Storm with a pretty heavy melee comp in general. You know, they had the Lunara, and of course Rhaegar is going to play back, but in general, you know, if you're able to get the lockdown onto 1 or 2 targets and blow them up, which is all of Modo's comp, then they can maybe turn those fights. So I like that point. Pretty legit. Yeah. Basic abilities are enough. Team power on their own with Jaina. Yeah. But either way, you know, hard to beat Reborn right now, I think. I think they're definitely one of the strongest teams in Div A. I mean, they're rated pretty high, and I think they're a little bit underrated. So, you know, it'd be interesting to see where the rest of their season goes. But we are going into game number 2 here already. Towers of Doom. This is going to be the map pick for Modo. So first pick, first ban. We'll be going over to Reborn. So, would expect to see another Genji ban here. Genji very strong on this map with his ability to quickly rotate. And, oops, not that one. That one. There we go. I just wanted to see you guys for another second. That's all. But, we've also seen a lot of priority on globals here. So I wouldn't be surprised to see possibly the Dahaka ban out early. Now that Hanzo's fallen a little bit off, kind of opens up other things to be banned. At least until Maiev comes into the game in a couple weeks. Then we all know what's getting banned. Unless you get some serious adjustments. But either way, first ban out here for Reborn. They don't necessarily have to ban out the Genji. They can ban out something else, like a Sonya, and force Modo to respond. But I have the teams on the right side. I don't know. They started it so quick. Hard to tell. And now there's no way to tell. Feels bad. I'm just a spectator. I'm not allowed to talk. Yeah, I suspect that the teams are on opposite sides this time around. No, wait. I'm wrong. Reborn had the first pick. So yeah, they're definitely on the left. Definitely Reborn over there. So interesting that they would ban out the Sonya after playing it. Which is not as highly prioritized on this map. I mean, I think Sonya's good on any map in any situation, but she's an amazing solo laner anywhere. But she just doesn't bring anything to this map that, that she doesn't bring anything in particular.
Is at hand.
So we will see the Genji ban out again once from Modo. And Insta-Terial pick here from Reborn. We know what these guys are prioritizing. A Sanctification. At frontline damage, the extra support you get from the shields. Terial is actually a semi-decent solo laner. It's not to say that he's got good wave clear, because he really doesn't, but decent wave clear, but he's got good sustainability in lane with his shields. He's got good escape without ruins, and so and nowadays with the way the towers work, you don't have to win the lane, you can just survive in it, and you won't take a whole lot of tower damage unless the enemy team is really pressuring. So he's just such a versatile hero right now. I feel like Terial is maybe a little bit too powerful. Kind of reminds me of Greymane in that way. But Lunara coming out here from Modo, so I'm going to steal away the Lunara here early and get an early ETC pickup. A lot to like about ETC on this map. Lots of frontline pressure and CC.
Here we go again.
The Haka and Chromie coming out from Reborn, so they know what they want. They'll get the global and the off lane wave clear for the Haka. Chromie, of course, very good on this map in terms of being able to poke, prod, and deny on these altars. Yeah, Ripper. No, I agree with you. I usually would make the lobby, but the long story. I can't do it right now. There's a weird glitch with servers and whatnot. But anyway, Dukov going to be the first pickup here, or maybe the first ban, I should say, of this second ban phase. They're hovering it at least, considering what healer they don't want to face. They'd be fine facing the Uther when they have Lunara. Lucio's fallen a little bit off the format lately. Seeing a lot less Genji due to him just being banned out so hyperactively. Well, there's not as much that he's countering. And the Uther will be banned out from Reborn, so I think that's a smart ban out. Against Lunara, they knew they didn't want Uther. But they also don't want Modo to have it, so they'll just take it away. Sonya and Showtime ripped apart once again. It's very sad. Very sad to see such good friends be torn asunder like that. All the little puppies in the world will cry a little tear. But we will see 2 more picks coming out here from Modo. They could choose to pick up their healer now before Reborn gets their pick of the litter. Could also pick up their solo laner now that they see that Haka is going to be the pickup. Wouldn't be surprised to see something divey here. Malthael will be the pickup. We'll go ahead and grab the Rhaegar. So good sustained healing from the Rhaegar in the early game, but also good burst potential later. Also has the cleanse to be able to counter out the potential time loop from Chromie, which will likely lead to Reborne actually just choosing the slowing sands instead. Yeah, you guys are right. It was a super early Lunara. I guess they didn't really like how Reborne used that against them, so break out the Lunara this game. They have a lot of dot damage between the Malthael and the Lunara. So whatever healer Reborne picks here, it's got to be somebody with good hots to counter that. Lucio is an option. We could also see possibly an Alexstrasza. Or Malfurion. How can I forget about Malfurion? And the Kerrigan coming out. So we saw Modo ban out the Kerrigan last time. Very scary to have to deal with all that extra CC on the front. Kerrigan also very much enabled by the Tyrael shields, the Sanctification. Malfurion's going to be giving constant heals with that extra self-sustain from Kerrigan that she has naturally built into her kit. But I really like that pickup. It's going to put a lot of pressure on Modo in terms of positioning. And you almost think this backline's got to be more frontline to try and counter the Kerrigan, but they could also go with a little bit of backline damage of their own. They could go with somebody that's a little bit more bursty. Of course, with frontline being ETC Malthael, they don't have to go with a second or a third frontliner, but wouldn't hurt. Not much percentage-based damage for Reborne, so probably not going to be hurt if they have a little extra tanky front. And they will go with the Muradin, so they're beefing it up here. Be extra aggressive. I like it. I like that call from Modo. It's very strong. It's very it's heavy pressure here on a map where you want to be able to control the objective areas of these altars. You want to be able to zone, and you have to zone a Chromie pretty far away before she's not effective at denying the altar points. So who better than ETC and Muradin on the front line to be able to zone and pressure, where Tyrael, Kerrigan, and Chromie are all so good at getting to the back line and pressuring. So it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting to see the flow, which team's able to get the upper hand. But either way, we are loading in here for game number 2. Towers of Doom on the left. Heroes. It is going to be Reborne with D-Rek back on the Tyrael, Ragnarok on the Kerrigan, Crosby going to be playing the Malfurion, Unaverted is going to be on Chromie, and Showtime on the Dahaka. Meanwhile, on the right, it is going to be Modo, Wait on the Malthael, Bronkar is going to be on the Muradin, Enigmatic on the Lunara, Savo on Rhaegar, and King Dingo on the ETC. And the Pleb Horse, no less.
5, 4.
Yes, we saw
3,
that, King Dingo. I'm sorry.
1.
But we are going to see both teams choosing to go ahead and bring themselves on in to the mid. WrestleMania is on here. Both teams do have a lot of CC potential. So we'll see if anybody steps out. Unaverted instantly coming out to get that first Q down. The King Dingo sliding out. Ragnarok not quite able to find anyone in that combo. And both teams will start to walk away. Showtime going directly to top, and we'll see Wait versus Showtime up here in the top. A matchup that should favor the Malthael, but we'll see. Depending on how many drags Showtime's hits like that one, could be a different story. And both teams instantly rotating out. Nice zoning route there by Crosby to be able to slow the rotation of Modo. But slow the rotation will not stop it completely. And really for Reborne, the quicker they stack up the Chromie, the more they get that burst potential, that blow up potential down, the better it's going to be for Reborne. So Modo does have some decent tools to deal with that blow up. Right away, both camps being prioritized here in the top and on the right for Modo. Showtime is going to be able to scout this out, though. But not quite. Oh, actually does get to it in time. And this is not a matchup that favors Wait at all. He's going to have to walk away from this. Yeah. Malthael likes minions. That's where he thrives in the solo lane. So if there's nothing for him to sap off of, that's a matchup that Dahaka wins 100% of the time. Savo getting kind of low, but joke's on Chromie. But Enigmatic goes down on the other side. So first blood followed shortly by the counter kill here. And both these teams off to a pretty even start. A nice advantage in the solo lane, at least up here on the top. Savo's going to come up, though, so they will have an engage here on a Showtime. Not able to get him slowed up, though. We'll be able to walk away in those bushes. In the bottom lane, we do see the camp picked up here as King Dingo trying to aid this push in. And they will be able to get the sappers on in. But is he in trouble now? He's already used the slide. Uses the face melt. And we'll be able to make it out just fine. So far, unaverted up to 8 stacks. Not a bad start. Considering that most of these crummy Qs are likely going to be picked up during the altar phases. Speaking of which, we have our first altar, the triple spawn. See how these teams prioritize here. It looks like both teams are going to leave most of their members to fight in the bot. They're going to just trade out in the top lane. Rotational advantage here for Reborne, though, is they do have Dahaka that can burrow in, and he's going to come directly into the bot here and go directly towards the Muradin. But nice stun to counter out the drag. The slide through will prevent Ragnarok from getting much out of his combo. And for now, D-Rex going to have to back out as all 5 members are here for both teams. Sustain advantage for Reborn with the Tyrael. Oh, but Wait gets hit by the drag. Tries to go back in to get the sustain. Is able to make it out for the moment. But D-Rek is back with those massive shields. Between the sustain of Muradin and the shields, or I should say the sustain of Malfurion and the shields from Tyrael. Side of Reborn does once again kind of win the long game, especially with all the kill potential. Rhaegar does have decent sustain healing, especially with that healing totem at level 4. So the side of Modo can fight in the long game, but the longer those fights go on for Modo, the higher chance there is that we're gonna see the combo come out from Ragnarok. You're gonna see somebody get blown up by that Kerrigan Chromie damage. Oof. And we'll see a little bit of juking here from Unaverted. Able to dodge the Stormbolt, able to prevent Savo from hitting that wolf bite. And again, Ragnarok not quite finding the mark there as King Dingo kind of strutting around, doing his ETC thing, rocking out. This time Ragnarok will catch him with the combo, but a very nice cleanse coming in from Savo to get him out of there. And we'll see both teams walk away once again, though. Unaverted has taken quite a bit of poke there from Enigmatic. Suppose that goes both ways. Once again, Wait gonna get started on this camp. Showtime busy dealing with the pressure here, but Showtime once again scouting it out, but this time not quite in time. And this time King Dingo's here, the slide coming out baited. We will see Showtime popping that essence to be able to get a little bit of extra healing. Unaverted also here to try and pressure with the damage. Healing by damage here, but Wait is gone in and committed. And Showtime will barely make it out here. Oh, but Unaverted not going to be so lucky. Meanwhile, in the bot lane, the fight for the shrine as Reborn is able to cap it. Able to zone off Modo. Too much going on all at once. But they will get that capped. And now an 8-point lead here for Reborn on Towers of Doom. So checking in on some of these talents here. 25 stacks for the Chromie so far. Unaverted I had to take a little time out in the penalty box from dying there, so stack that up to 27 though off that last Q. Muradin up to 17 with the hammer here. It is indeed going to be slowing Sands, as we saw Savo going with the cleanse. Good point control though. I would say slowing Sands a little bit more of a standard pick anyway. Both teams quickly returning to lane, but level 10s have come in now for Modo as they have a slight level lead here. Oh, but Unaverted going to be caught out a bit. And there it is. The last rights going to be able to pick up the kill out of the Chromie. Speaking of those heroics, it is going to be Ancestral Healing, Leaping Strike, Last Rites, Mosh Pit, and the Avatar. The side of Modo. Level 10's also in for the side of Reborne. Sanctification, Isolation, Maelstrom, Slowing Sands, and Crosby holding that ultimate pick. Could this be Tranquility? Guess there's no reason to pop it until he's ready to use it for the first time. No reason to pick it. At least until they get to 13. But we'll see some very nice zoning there from Modo. They're able to keep the side of Reborn out, capture themselves a shrine, and bring this to within 4. About a half level lead here for Modo as we head towards the mid game. Camp going to be started here. It is scouted out by that Wisp, but right now it looks like Modo is more interested in capturing this top, pressuring the top lane instead. Last Right's a pretty interesting pickup here. Worth noting that that has been reworked slightly. I like the cleanse coming out from Savo. Enigmatic caught in that Slowing Sands as Ragnarok looked for that combo, but the cleanse able to just make sure Enigmatic makes it out unscathed. But the pressure from Unaverted here still pretty big. Oh, and the combo coming in actually ends up hitting on Savo. Stage dive onto the backside. Crosby will go ahead, pick that ultimate, and use it there with the Twilight Dream. The chase is on, though. Maelstrom gets popped. We will see the slide coming in on the backside, but the first one to go down is the Chromie as the side of Modo chasing in here. They'll get the Malfurion as well. Showtime caught out, and it's only going to be Tyrael and Kerrigan making it out alive here. A 3-for-0, and what timing for Modo as this double altar phase spawns. We're going to be able to pick both of these up instantly and change this from a 4-point deficit to a 4-point lead for the side of Modo. What a huge advantage for them going into the late game here. Get the level 30. They get the level 14 advantage here even. Over a full level lead. We're going to get a lot of damage onto the oh-so-important bottom lane on this map. Bronkar hitting a very nice Stormbolt onto Unaverted there, preventing the Q from coming out as Savo was in Unaverted's crosshairs there. And we will see Enigmatic backing away as D-Rick trying to catch him out. The combo actually misses. Is that going to be enough for Enigmatic to make it out here? Ragnarok pulling him in too far, but on the chase is able to finish him off with the Q. Sabo actually getting that wolf bite back, actually gets hit by the combo. We're going to see, for now, Modo able to back up out of this. But, you know, that's just one kill. Lunara goes down. They're still up in the top here, pressuring Showtime. Getting yet another cap on these top sappers that will push in and get some damage out. Oof, they let one of those sappers run into the wall there. Almost no health. We get 2 of the sappers, though, in onto the bell tower. And now we'll see the triple altar phase spawning. Level 16, not quite in yet for Modo, so they're probably not going to be able to pick this up in the next 16 seconds. I really just don't see it happening. Sabo, on the other hand, in a little bit of danger. And Reborne is pushing in hard to try and get that bell tower, but won't be able to get it in time. We'll see them prioritizing the bot lane here for this bell tower spawn. Oh, but the top lane prioritized here for Modo. They are in here. They are going after Showtime. Last Rites comes out. That's going to get the finishing blow. King Dingo even coming in with a stage dive to zone. But Unaverted is in the position to be able to really counter this. We'll be able to constantly throw out this damage from over the wall. And Wait realizes that that's just not going to happen with Chromie in the area. So both teams do cap one, and now they will commence the fight over this final one. Worth noting that Tahaka is down, but probably has the brush stock to be able to come in once they're good and ready. Unaverted once again able to hit Wait over the wall. King Dingo actually blocks that one out, but the combo is able to get in on him. Nice Ancestral coming out from Savo on the other side as Maelstrom is coming out as well, but both teams going to back away and reset here. Crosby starts the cap, trying to get it on the backside. Enigmatic not able to get to him, and Reborne is able to zone out and capture that to bring this to a tie game. Ladies and gentlemen, 20-20 as we head into the back half of this game. Could you ask for a better matchup here on a Thursday night? Showtime, though, caught out by the members of Modo. He will burrow, but that is not going to be enough. Leaping Strike even burned there just to seal the deal. Last Rites as well, I think. Oh, we will see Reborn just counter pushing here in the bot. No big deal. We're just going to cap this. We're going to push these sappers in, get us another 3 shots. You guys get the boss, but we'll get 3 shots and the bell tower. I'd say that's a better trade for Reborn. Having that bottom bell tower is a lot of pressure.
Impressive heroes.
I'll see them slowly making their way up towards the top lane to try and defend out here. Side of Modo is able to capture this top bell tower, try and even things out here. 16-17 right now in the core health, but they will have 3 sappers pushing here into a vacant top lane, which will cap if we don't see the rotation from Reborn. They are coming up though. Meanwhile, the side of Modo rotating around to the bot lane. It's a favorable altar spawn here for the side of Reborn. They're going to be able to be up here and take this down quickly. Take this bell tower down. But the side of Modo did not have that option. They were not going to be able to rotate down and retake their bottom bell tower and still be up here to contest the altars. So we're going to see Reborn getting this in time, and then we'll be able to try to contest, at least splitting these. But we'll have a 5-3 advantage in terms of how hard these shots are hitting. See them trade out, but that's going to be a 5-for-3 trade in favor of Reborn. So they'll swing it back over 1 point to their side. 13-12 now. What a matchup. This guy's so even. However, there is about a level lead for Modo, which will be extended a little bit should they grab this tower back. But the defense is here. Wait is in a lot of trouble. Actually gets hit by the Twilight Dream. Silenced and eliminated here. Malthael. Ouch. That hurts, my friend. On the side of Reborn, defending out their bell tower. As 4. It's a very good move. They're able to hold this, or both the camps are. Ragnarok rotating up to grab the sappers as they'll try and push these in. But most importantly, you can look to see where this next altar's spawning. It is in the bot lane. So if they're able to continue to maintain control over these 2 bottom bell towers, it's going to be nearly impossible for Modo to safely rotate in and try and contest. Very strong power play coming out from Reborn. And that extra XP they've gotten from side soaking. And, oh, wrong car. He gets hit by the combo, and that's going to bait out the Ancestral from Savo. It's a huge cooldown down. See Enigmatic rotating up. They're going to try and catch out Showtime here. King Dingo does have to slide. Slow will come out from Enigmatic. Leaping Strike. Isolation does end up hitting him, but Showtime's going to be going down here. Just stalling for time at this point. But the side of Reborne is here to slow up the rotations. Kerrigan will be able to cap this in plenty of time. That's going to be 5 more shots going over. Oh, but King Dingo comes in with a stage dive to block this out. And they are going to actually be able to force in here. I said it was not very likely, but without Dahaka, I actually don't think there's a way for Modo to lose this. And I think Reborne thinks that too. They're going to go ahead and back up, do a little bit of poking, but Sava will be able to cap this for free in the back. 3 shots going over to the side of Modo. And they're going to bring it back to within 1. They have the level advantage. They'll get this bell tower back pretty quickly. It's going to get them most of the way to 20. And we'll see what they can do with those Storm Tier talents if they can find an opportunity to force. The boss is still sitting at a minute, so the side of Reborne will likely be able to get their 20 in that time. Level 20 will be picked up here very shortly. There it is for the side of Modo. Upgraded stage dive coming out here for King Dingo. No one can stop death coming out. Should be interesting. Both teams positioning themselves up here where the boss is. They don't want to be caught off guard by anybody rotating in and grabbing the boss. But King Dingo, looking to force, will slide in. Able to hit the face melt to at least push D-Rec out a little bit, but they'll be able to walk away here. Half a level to 20, so they should be able to grab that 20 before it becomes a big problem. But look at the brush stock to the bottom. Showtime able to pressure out, and he will end up getting this bell tower. And again, amazing timing for Reborne as we have the double altar spawn. And it's going to be too long for them to try to get boss or claim that top bell tower. So now the only question is, can they capture both of these? For the side of Reborne, that will be GG. Only way the game ends now. You see the huge stage dive onto the backside here. Timeout coming out from Chromie, but they are zoned out right now. Dahaka actually does cap the bottom though, but Kerrigan will fall. Meaning that Reborne very unlikely to get both of these. Wait is going to get dragged in. The Ancestral comes in time to save him though, but Bronkar diving in on the backside. Slide coming in from King Dingo as well. And they are looking to pressure here. But we will see Showtime able to dodge those last rights there with the burrow. We'll see Modo capping that there to get 3 shots. But now it's 7-4 in favor of Reborne. It is a nice advantage, but the Kerrigan for now is down. So they've got a man advantage. And they're going to use it to steal this camp over here. Stage dive on the backside. They're looking for more kills. We do see the ice block coming out from Crosby, able to dodge some of that damage, but Enigmatic coming in with the leaping strike. They do have the bell tower down here to be able to retreat to. But Unaverted going to start trying to get the poke damage out here. King Dingo actually hitting that time trap, going to save him a little bit of damage there. Kerrigan is back, and the bell tower in top is falling to Showtime. This pressure, the split push global pressure is just ridiculous. Wait is actually looking to take an advantage, though. King Dingo is here, too. Showtime has been caught out here, and I don't see him making it out of this situation. Will burrow, but Last Rites is going to seal it up. After that burrow is already down, no way he's going to make it out of that situation. But once again, bell tower advantage for Modo. Oh, but the boss is going to be started here. If they're able to cap the boss, man, this is an even grounds fight. One cap wins it all. Whoever caps faster. But that's if they can get this boss. They have taken a little bit of damage here. They're taking the brunt of the hits. Stage dive is going to come down, but D-Rack able to get the sanctification of the holy ground, and that is it. Reborne securing themselves a victory here as they get the boss and the cap. Or they get just the boss. The boss was enough. Aftermath. But Reborne with a huge play there to pick themselves up a victory. And ladies and gentlemen, that is the simple but elegant advantage that you get from Tyrael. D-Rec with a big play there. Executing that perfectly. No trait value, though. Report, D-Rec, no trait value. Speaking of D-Rec, let's see if we can get in for an interview with these guys. Huge plays coming out. So they're able to secure themselves a very nice victory. If I can find them on the list. I know they're here. There we go. Very impressive games coming out. Both there from Reborne. Gotta give Modo a lot of credit, though. They had a very nice game there. Stayed in it for quite a long time. Got some really nice counter rotations and picks. I was impressed. So much counter pressure from that to Haka. Looks like we got Crosby in here. How's it going, man?
Hey, what's up?
So how you guys feeling after that big win?
All right. Last game was sloppy. Just glad we won. Had some issues with the way we were executing the comp, but thankfully Tyrael is broken still, so Holy Ground's a thing.
Yeah, incredibly high prioritization there from you guys on the Tyrael. What do you guys feel like his place is in the meta right now, other than being completely broken? Or is that it?
Justice for All is just completely broken talent. So as long as it's 100% shields on everybody, it just provides way too much control over the map. So
yeah, it makes a lot of sense. So you guys, other than prioritizing the Tyrael, we saw the Kerrigan ban out in game 1, and then we saw you guys actually pick it up here in this game number 2. Is that something that you guys prioritize a lot, is the Kerrigan pickup?
I don't know about prioritize, but it is something that at least lately we've been trying to work on. Our SMB and XD experiences in Open have enlightened us as to her strength. So she's really strong right now, so it's just something we're trying to work on.
All right, so we saw the Malfurion play come out from you. As a fellow main support, I've really started to like the new Malfurion, but I'd like to hear your opinions on it.
He's good. It's just if you're not 100% on your game, it can feel really awkward. There's a lot of micro. You have to micro the hots and the burst heals when you need them. Plus, I was playing more of a piano build, so I had 1, 2, and 3 as well. So it got a little it gets a little intensive. But he's solid, especially into heavy poke and poison comps like they had. I wasn't worried about the burst, so.
Awesome. Well, any other shout-outs or comments or anything you want to make?
Shout out to you for casting us. We always love getting caster. Shout out to Reborne. Always glad to have their support. They picked up a CSGO team, which was fun for us to watch the other day. They're doing well as well. And then look forward to Open on Monday. Hopefully they either issue a tournament, a statement saying we're going to Tournament Realm on tomorrow, or we get an emergency hotfix. Otherwise, Open's going to be super fun on Monday.
Yeah, for sure.
With Sonya being reverted, Oriole being bugged, Jaina's Winter Mute doesn't work. Junkrat has a bug where he instantly respawns somebody he kills on accident, and I think there's like 3 other bugs. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, for sure. We've seen a couple of different things come. I've heard a couple different theories, but I guess it doesn't really matter why these bugs are happening. It just matters that they get them exchanged in time. But thank you very much for hopping on with me, and congratulations. Hope you guys enjoy the win.
All right, thanks. Have a good day.
Later. All right, guys. Well, that's going to do it for me tonight. Another awesome NGS match. Congratulations to both of these teams for coming out, putting on a good show for us, and of course Reborne for picking up that 2-0 as they continue on trying to get themselves up to the top of the heap here in Div A. And thank you all for coming out for this late nightcap. And we'll see you guys again tomorrow night for another matchup here on NGS. Until then, I'm Jason. See you guys next time. Have a good night.